Hey guys, Matt, Prime Analog Records, coming back at you with another video. Today, I'm going to do a contest entry for Sam St. John. Sam, I got to tell you, I really like your channel. I've been watching it for probably over a year since I started doing all this stuff myself. And I have an affinity for your name because my brother's name is Sam. Anyway, what Sam wants us to do is wants us to make a video, and first thing he wants to comment on his video, which I did already, and then what else? Show my favorite box set. Well, since the last one you got is always your favorite. And I haven't delved all the way into it, but I know this very well. And I just got this in the mail the other day. And this is really a beautiful set. A lot of really great photography in here, which you know I really appreciate. It's Harvest. It's the 50th anniversary, and it's great. It's so well done. Well, let's show you. Let me show you real quick. Here's the record, and it's beautifully packaged, of course. And it opens up just like the original. Let's see if I can get that glare off of there. And then the main thing I was interested in this box set was this Neil Young BBC concert. That's the number one reason why I got this. I've got several copies of Harvest, but this is the number one reason why I got it. It's just some kind of special. I listened to it. I remember the first time I sat down, I was hypnotized by watching it. I saw it on video. I never heard it on vinyl or anything. There's a lot of great pictures in here. There's a full-size book in here that's the same size as the box, and there's a couple of DVDs in there also, which really I can't wait to sit down and really delve into a little bit deeper. But the next thing he wanted was to show an album by an artist I've seen live. Now, actually, I've seen this guy live. I've seen this guy live 3 times, and it was I was such an idiot. I was out having a drink before we were out on the lanai out in front of the venue in Boca Raton, and I'm such a moron. I'm sitting there talking to somebody, and there was a group of women sitting there, and I was sitting there talking to them, and and I said, have you seen Bobby in concert before? Because I said you're about to see something really special. And one of the other women looked at me and said, you know, she's married to Bobby. So I felt like a total idiot. And since then, Mary has become a friend of mine, and I talk to her I text with her fairly often. So anyway, the artist is Bobby Caldwell, and he's done this since his very first album. He's done this kind of silhouetted artwork, and this is his very first album right here, and it's got a very famous song that I'll tell you about in a second on my autograph thing, because he wants us to show an autograph. Here's one that's sealed, but I'm not going to count that as my sealed one. But this is I've got 3 copies of this. I got it years ago on the Cloud label. I got it years ago because I knew that I'd wear this out. That's how and this is back in the 80s. This is when I first got into this artist. But he wants us to show a sealed album, which I'm going to show you. I'll show you the sealed album. It's it's Cream and Disraeli Gears. And this I haven't opened yet because I actually have the original album here. This is the original album on the Atco label, and I found this in a haul, and it didn't, and the cover was so roached that I couldn't justify keeping it. But I got another copy of it, which is this one here, and it's sealed. There's no point in me. I ultrasonically cleaned this, so there's no point in me actually, playing this or opening it at least in anytime soon. So there's my sealed copy. Then he wants us to show an album I've only heard once. Well, this is the album. I've only heard it once. It's Black Sabbath, and what is it called? Can't remember what it's called. Can't even remember what this is called. What is it? Is this their first album? It's a little heavy for me, though. I think it's their very first album because it's just Black Sabbath. It doesn't say anything about who, any real name on it. But it's got the green label. It's got the green Warner label here. And this is in tip-top shape. I mean, sharp corners all the way around. There's Ozzy on the front, or it looks like Ozzy. It's a pretty scary-looking dude. Anyway, I'm not really so into heavy music like that. I listened to some of it, but I listened to it through, and it really didn't blow my mind or anything that I really wanted to keep listening to. As a matter of fact, I don't own one Ozzy. I don't own one. I've listened to it, and it's just, I know some of you guys really love it, and that's cool. But for me, it's just not part of my my playlist. Anyway, so he wants. So he wanted to show an autographed album, and actually I've got something actually cooler, because the artist that I talked about before, Bobby Caldwell, he signed my pick guard right here, and I don't know if you can read that, but it says, "What You Won't Do for Love," Bobby Caldwell, and that was his huge hit, and this is still played every day all over the world. And it's really funny because it's like when I found him, I was hunting for that song, and I found it. We had to go through these big things when I worked at a record store, and it was a very huge volume of, we didn't have you can click and find something like that. You had to go through something called a phonologue, and the phonologue was yellow, and it sat on the top of a table. It was like this wide. It was so wide. And we all dreaded at the record store. We dreaded when those the updates came in, because they came in all the time. Wore us out, something fierce. But anyway, so we had to constantly keep it updated, and it basically had the information on every single album that's ever been made, or actually every single song that's been made. So it was kind of interesting. But anyway, that's my video for you, Sam. I wish you lots of success, and I think there's going to be a lot of people jumping on board. I think the contest ends January 2nd, so you've got a good amount of time. So anyway, just I want to thank you for putting on the contest, and sub him up, guys. All right, we'll talk to you soon. All my best.